I graduated from the program in 1995, and in the time since, I've been a fairly active alumni. I've been a board member for about 12 years now, and I've been a visiting lecturer in a course with Brooke Hollis and here for colloquia and things like that. So I've had a great opportunity, as well as during that period, being president of the Alumni Association. So it's been interesting for me to see the development of the program and the growth of the number of students in the program, and so I'm thrilled to be here tonight to acknowledge some of those efforts. I feel that a lot of what I learned in the Sloan program in the classroom applied to things outside of the classroom in my personal life as well as in my professional development. Early on, I did a postgraduate residency at Memorial Sloan Kettering, which was founded, or given its name in part by Alfred Sloan, and transitioned out of hospital operations actually into planning, design, and construction of hospitals and campuses. And most people I work with actually think I'm an architect and are surprised when they find out I have a master's in healthcare administration. So you never know where what you've learned here will take you on your career path. In Andrea Parrott's ethics courses while I was here, we explored the moral dilemma of requiring healthcare providers to disclose their HIV status to patients. And Andrea taught us about the importance of living wills and we learned how to do that through drafting our own. I, in fact, shared mine with my family, and that started a discussion between my parents and my sisters about whether or not we should all have living wills that we share with one another. And it also built in me a newfound appreciation for planning ahead. And that's been key to my role in facilities planning and thinking about the consequences of the decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis at work. In John Cooter's Introduction to Healthcare course, we studied the policy and practical implications of the newly released, at that time, Clinton Healthcare Plan. We spent a lot of time debating it. I don't think we had any influence on the outcome. And in John's finance classes, I struggled to learn all those formulas and spreadsheeting techniques, but in fact, I still use them every day. So thank you for teaching us those, John. Roger Battistella challenged us to question public policy, including a lively debate on the benefits of adding fluoride to public drinking water systems, which at the time I thought, why are we even studying this? I was raised on public water. I have no cavities, so I actually think it's probably a good idea. And I wonder today about the generation of kids that are being raised on bottled water, whether they will have that same benefit over time. So it was probably more timely than we thought when we were taking the class. I also learned one important thing from Roger that I think about every time I am standing in public at a hearing for building a new building or standing before the administrative staff or the medical staff at our hospitals. And that is that if you're reading a speech, as I'm doing sort of here, if you lose your place, never acknowledge it to the audience, which I did during a debate. And I felt like an eternity passed before I found my place again in the speech. And afterwards, Roger said, never do that. Just pause, be quiet, relax for a moment. You will find your train of thought, and your audience will think that what you're about to say next is probably the most important point you're going to make in your speech. Further enriching our learning experience, Sloan has made an ongoing commitment to bringing practical industry experience into the classroom through visiting lecturers and full-time staff like Brooke Hollis. When I was a student here, Keith Pryor was our advisor in that regard, and Keith's capstone courses provided a forum for students to drill down on important management topics like crisis communication, budget reductions, and organizational redesign. A former hospital CEO, Keith taught us the art of leading teams toward a successful outcome, whether or not you actually like or respect your teammates. It can still be a success in the end. We learned the value of playing to one's strengths and acknowledging the array of skills that each of us bring to the table, and the variety of short courses and colloquia by visiting alumni and other practitioners also made an important link to the world of practice. I also learned how to live and drive in a snowbound community. With the heaps of snow and frigid temperatures this past winter in my new hometown of Boston, where I moved in November, everyone in my family and everyone I worked with asked how I was managing the transition with all that snow. And I smiled and I ignored them, because it was definitely worse here when I was in Ithaca. We made lifelong friends and colleagues, lasting connections that never seemed to skip a beat, despite geographic distance or the passage of time. And I really don't think we look any older either. While Bill and John graduated from the Sloan program while it resided in the business school, I feel fortunate to have experienced my Sloan education in its current home, the College of Human Ecology. Through my work with the Sloan Alumni Association, I am convinced that the learning opportunities afforded to our students have only continued to grow and diversify in the years since my graduation. With the appointment of Will White as program director in 2003, I have witnessed the continual strengthening of the program through the recruitment and retention of highly skilled researchers and educators like John Cawley, Sean Nicholson, Kosali Simon, Sharon Tennyson, and Claudio Lucarelli. Sloan has been on an outstanding trajectory due to the support of the leadership of the college and policy analysis and management. The students and alumni are extremely grateful to the stewardship of Dean Ziegler, Firebaugh, Brandon, Stiano Kawiko, and it took me a long time to get her name right, and she's not even here anymore, and to Pam Department Chair Rick Burkhauser for their strong support of the Sloan program during sometimes challenging periods. Today, under the strong supportive leadership of Dean Matthews and PAM Chair Rosemary Avery and Sloan Program Director Will White, I truly believe the program is in good hands, and for that I am grateful. I am proud to be an alumna of the Sloan program, and I'm also fortunate to have been elected to the association and to have been among the ranks of presidents that are here today. This gave me an opportunity to observe more closely the recent evolution in the program. In this room today are a variety of leaders from the past and the leaders of tomorrow. Current graduates and continuing students, you are the leaders of tomorrow, ably prepared to meet the diverse and ever-evolving challenges and opportunities of the healthcare industry. While many of you may now be worrying about completing your final exams or securing a job or internship in these uncertain market conditions, I am confident that you will look back on your Cornell experience with much of the same warmth and appreciation that your fellow alumni share today. You never know. Perhaps one of you will be standing here 50 years from now to commemorate the centennial celebration of the Sloan program. Thank you.